Morning, Keith. We're going to get started here in about a minute or so. Just kind of giving folks a chance to join us, and we'll get started. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, DCAT. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. I have in front of you. You should see the risk disclosure. Again, just to remind everyone that I'm not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity. The information I'm about to provide you is to be treated as general information. None of the information provided is intended as a solicitation or offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, instrument, company, or fund. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and it's not for every investor. And an investor could lose potentially all or more than their initial investment. Risk capital that we could otherwise afford to lose without compromising our financial security, should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing, again, contained herein is intended as a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Hey, Alejandro. All right. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure, we'll go ahead and take a look at the news here, guys. So go ahead and open up juice here. So fair amount of news already in the market, guys. We have the jobless claims, we have retail sales, we have manufacturing, import prices, a lot of news in the works, and we have some more coming here later today. Maybe not as to the same level, but we do have FOMC members speaking, or Fed members speaking here at 9:10. We have industrial production coming in at 9:15. We have let's see, another Fed member speaking, Harker speaking at 1:10. So a fair amount of news in the markets, which could cause the markets to kind of be a little bit more volatile than most days. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay. So let's go ahead, now that we have a feel for the news and what's coming. Let's go ahead and move on to the charts. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up the charts. Go ahead and open up. Got a little spike push higher in NASDAQ. So let's go ahead and open up the gold chart here. We always open with the gold, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to turn off a lot of these levels here. They're not of importance to us, at least initially, as we begin to review the markets here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Sorry, my throat's kind of froggy today. I'm going to go ahead and move to the daily chart here. Again, ask ourselves the question that we've been asking ourselves of late is, what is the market trying to accomplish? Okay, well, if we're looking at the most recent activity, we see that the market has been trying to push higher. Okay, we see that price has exceeded value, or exceeded some support zones, not support zones, resistance zones here. Okay, made a nice push above this level. Now we've gotten a little bit of a retrace, and we have a developing bullish candle. So overall, on the daily chart, I would say that the market is looking to move higher. Okay, for our chart, see here. Okay, for our chart again, we've had a series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, so again, similar view that we've had in the day in the day on the daily chart, right? And looks like we've gotten a it looks appears what appears to be kind of a 3 bar reversal pattern. Okay, here in the market, right? Followed by a relatively strong or developing 4 hour candle. So, all indications to me, at least on this chart, indicate that we could be heading higher in this market. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, we're going to kind of widen those up here a little bit. I already have my volume profile already up here. I think, yeah, um, this is the let's see, range. Do I need to move this? No. Okay. Wait. Uh, Maybe. Let's see. Well, let's do this. If there's doubt, let's go ahead and eliminate this. We'll do it from scratch. Okay, we're going to locate the 830 bar here from yesterday, drag that across to the 430 bar. Okay, looks like it there. Okay, so our value area high is up at these levels. Our value area low, okay, is down at these levels. Okay. All right. This we're going to change that to blue. Okay, and then we have our point of control down over here. Okay, we're going to change that to red. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add our levels here. All right, add our levels. We're in the process of breaking above or looking to break above value area high, which is an important development for me. Okay, that could indicate that we could experience some higher prices in the gold market, assuming that we can close above it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so let's double check on these levels here. We'll start with adding. Let's go ahead and start by looking at. Oops, I'm in the wrong market. Let me go ahead and change this, guys. Looks like I opened up the wrong market here. Apologies. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and open up the gold market. I had opened up the crude oil market by mistake. Okay. So we'll do the same exercise here, but we'll start with the gold market since the gold market is currently opened. Okay. So let's again similar analysis. We'll start with a daily. Okay. Well, we asked ourselves a question. Oh, what is the daily trying to accomplish? Well, daily is up at some supply zones. Okay. Yes, I know, Jim. I moved off. I moved off the oil chart and back onto gold. Okay. So on the daily, again, we continue to work on a consolidation pattern here on the daily. All right, we have this kind of pattern that's forming on the daily chart. Okay, and we're on the upper end of that range. Okay, well, if the past is any indication as to what's going to accomplish, we can see that chances are we might come back to the bottom end of the range before we see any significant move higher. Okay. We have a developing bullish candle, but there's a fair amount of it has a fair amount of wick to it. Okay, so since it has a fair amount of wick, um, the that could indicate that there's still some fair amount of selling pressure. Okay, in this market. All right, so gold appears to be consolidating here. It is up at the upper end of the range. Okay, looking at the past, we've been kind of bouncing around between 25 and down to 2400. Okay, So again, as they decide as to what direction they want to take the market here. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart, we see that we also, have started to create a little bit of structure here to the downside. We made an attempt here to go higher, and it's been rejected. Okay, we have sellers that stepped into this market and pushed price back inside value. Okay, so doesn't appear at the moment that there's anybody interested in seeing any sort of bullish price action taking place here. Okay, so right now it appears to me that we are looking to move lower in the gold market. Okay, 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Let's double confirm that I have the right level here. Yes, yes. Okay, so here's our value area. Okay, value area. We did cross above it, but on the open, okay, on the open it was rejected. Okay, so we have our initial balance range, and I don't know, maybe some of this may be news driven. All right, the reaction was maybe news driven. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our levels here. Remove this upper end of the triangle pattern that I had drawn earlier. Okay, here are our levels that we'll be taking a look at today, or keeping an eye on today. Let's see if I can. All right, something like this I think will work. All right, so we're just going to confirm some of these levels here, guys. So we have 24.96 as value area high. We have that value area low, 24.78. We have a little higher than that, 24.79. That's looks like it's in order. Point of control at 24.88. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our ADR zones. We've kind of reached ADR and we're reversing away from it. Okay, so average daily range high is 24.04. Okay, that seems in order. 24.68 as our average daily range low. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our average session range. Average session range, we coming in at what was that, 25.02. Okay, and then we have the lower end of the range at 24.76.40. So all the levels appear to be in order here. So what to make of this market? What are some hypos? What are some things that we should be considering as we approach into the market here? Well, it looks like we are developing a candle here that could potentially close into value. Okay, so that could lead to price potentially traversing through the entire range of value. Okay, we have point of control here, and we have the initial balance low. We won't know whether that's going to be developed until we get another 30-minute candle. But it appears, at least from the start here, that given this, assuming that this candle does indeed close in its current form, that we would traverse the entire range of value before we make any significant, move to the upside. Okay, if price happens to close above value, okay, then that could change the view of this to a move higher in this market. All right, so I'm going to be interested to see how this 30-minute candle closes, and if it does close inside value, then like I said, we could be looking at a full rotation of price through value before we see any sort of significant move to the upside. Now, as we noted on the daily and the 4-hour, okay, we've been in this kind of range environment. Okay, so we should be looking at extremes and looking to fade the extremes. Okay, in either direction, whether it's on the upside, we should be looking to fade it down to the bottom side, or if it's down to here on the bottom, we should be looking for it to reverse higher. Okay, because that's the behavior of range price action. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I want to call out here. So yeah, right now it feels like this is kind of a value area acceptance trade. okay, that's going to traverse through the entire range of value here, and that this would probably be the earliest that I would even consider maybe a potential reversal in price, okay? But again, I need to see some price action to indicate that that's indeed going to take place, okay? So I'm going to be watching this candle, okay? Another let's say 11 minutes here before this candle closes, and then determine here whether what I'd like to do, if anything at all here, okay? So that's kind of what I have for the gold market. Taking a look here and see if there are any questions. Okay, I don't see any questions here. So like I said, looks like we're making a nice reversal off of both ASR and ADR. Okay, this might be a little bit news driven. Okay, this move here. But right now it appears that it wants to make that rotation through value. Okay, before there's another decision on whether or not it wants to continue and sustain this move beyond value area low and potentially beyond this ASR low that we have identified here. Okay, so that's what I have for the gold market. We'll go ahead and move on to the crude oil market, which I started with initially. Okay, so let's I believe, well, we'll do a quick peek at the daily and the 4 hour. We've already kind of discussed it, but we'll just to remind ourselves a little bit. Okay, so again, what is the market trying to do? Well, on the daily, it appears it's trying to head higher. Okay, I don't believe I need to draw it here, but you can see that we've broken some structure. All right, to the upside, right? If this is imagine this is my my channel area, right? You can see that price. You see that price closed above it, right? Okay, price closed above it, and so we've kind of changed the structure here a bit to from bearish to potentially bullish. Okay, at this point now, I would be open to begin to draw a channel in the other direction. Okay, and monitor this to see if it's able to continue to maintain that to the upside. Okay, so right now, for me, it appears that the crude oil market wants to head higher. Okay, for our chart. Okay, for our chart again, we're seeing our series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We maybe pulled back maybe a little bit further than I would have anticipated. This kind of move that we're experiencing. We are, however, starting to develop a little bit of a base here at this level, right around 77. Okay, and that was also a level that was prior resistant, right? So this 76.67, 77 level was a level that was supportive, okay, and may continue to be supportive, okay. So we'll see how this current candle closes. Okay, we are getting right now. It looks like we are inside value, right? So that could be an area where we continue to consolidate here. So I'm going to be waiting for some sort of move in either direction. Okay. Of late, we were seeing a little bit of bearish structure. Maybe, like I said, a little bit more pullback than I would have expected to see, given this bullish move that we've been seeing. Okay, let's move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and remove this channel here. Okay. All right, so we're going to widen this up here a little bit. So notice that we are reversing away from value area high. There was an attempt to go higher, and that's been rejected. Okay, so that could indicate, prices looking to move lower in the crude oil market. I'm not going to go ahead and open up initial balance because the initial balance range is not market has not opened yet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add our levels here. All right, so here are our price reference levels. We'll just double confirm some of these. We'll look at value area high. We got it looks like it's a little bit different. Let's see, 78. 86, well, actually is 86 instead of 77 here. We're going to modify that to 86. Okay. And then, let's see, modify that here. Okay. All right. And then what else do we got going on here? We got value area low coming in at an even 77. We got point of control at 77.15. We got settlement at 76.98. I might have put it at, let's see, settlement at 76.98. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at ADR. Okay. ADR is well above us here at 78.69. I have it 70, and then well below at 76.33. Okay. We'll go ahead and open up ASR here. Let's see what it. We're going to go ahead and move this on to New York. Well, we'll leave it at Asia for now because the New York session is technically not open yet. So 77, 77.88, and then we have 76.85. Okay, that seems to be in order. Okay, so what to make of this market? Well, the fact that it was not able to break above value, right, is kind of put I guess a little bit of a it stunted kind of whatever move that was looking to make higher here. Okay. The fact that it could not make it above value is indication that we might potentially see a reversal in price and maybe through the entire range of value. Okay, it's kind of like we tried to auction higher, but it was met with sellers, and now price is back down to our daily VWAP. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and given that move, I'm going to go ahead and start my. Well, we can do one of two things. We can start the anchor VWAP from below, all right, or given this rejection. So I'm actually gonna do both. So I'm gonna draw an anchored VWAP from this level here because I see that it's a little bit of a pivot area. Okay, so that's really that's pretty much the daily, almost the daily zone. Okay, so this is not really this particular area of anchor VWAP is not telling us much. So let's see if I can move this over here. All right, so this level, if it's going to remain bullish, all right, these two VWAP levels, the anchor VWAP and the daily VWAP need to hold. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for here. If we're going to remain, making higher highs and higher lows, we need to hold the daily VWAP and the anchor VWAP. If we break these levels to the downside, then we've already seen indications of this already that it's going to look more bearish. Okay, it's going to look more bearish, and we start to open up value area low and the ASR low. Okay, as destinations for this current move. Okay. All right. Let's see. Market is technically not open yet. The initial balance range I was going to go ahead and turn on, but the initial balance range is for today has not started. The market has not opened. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I would say that there's a kind of a bearish tone, especially on the 30-minute chart, for maybe a move to the downside in crude oil. Okay. Me personally, I'm going to wait for the initial balance range and to establish before I make any significant, move in whatever direction I think the market could potentially go. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for the crude oil market. So let's go ahead and move on to the equity markets here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead here and modify this to the equities. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up. We're going to open up the NASDAQ. All right. I'm going to turn off some of these levels for now. And we are going to start with, the daily chart. And basically ask ourselves the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, if you look at this, if you look at the most recent or set of candles, you can say that we've been trying to move higher, okay, in this market, okay. We are coming up on some structure, okay, where we've seen some past sellers, right around 19,600, which could potentially be resistant, okay. If we do make it above 19,600, we start to open up the door to revisit 20,000, 20,800, okay, right? We have this level here, where it's right about 19,950, and then over here up at the top here, close to 21,000. Okay, so again, the market appears to be bullish. Okay, in the Nasdaq. All right. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is developing a rather strong. Again, this could be news driven, right? We are developing a rather strong bullish candle above value, all right, which is again initiative to the upside. Okay, we have a series of higher highs and higher lows in this market, all right. So we'll move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Giving us a similar kind of view here. Again, this most likely is news driven. All right, that caused this move. All right, away from value. We're gonna move this down here. Okay, so we got a nice move outside the value area from yesterday to the upside. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add our levels here. Okay, let's go ahead and add our levels. Add these here. Okay, here are our levels. Okay, we'll just kind of double confirm a couple of these just to make sure that we have the accurately represented. So we have value area high here at 19,000, actually 140. Sorry, it looks like we have to modify this. 19,140. 25. Okay, so we'll modify that. And then we got value area low here. We're going to modify this color from red to blue. We have value area low at 19,026. I have it at 19,024, maybe because of my lines a little bit on the high side. Okay, somewhere in that range. Okay, and then we're at 19,024 on the low side. At value area low, we have point of control here at 19,072. Okay, settlement coming in at 19,110, or is it 110, 115? Okay, for settlement price in the Nasdaq. So the only two pieces of information that remains is the average daily range high, which is 19,386. Okay, and ADR low coming in at 18,898. Now, the one that we care about, or another one that we care about, is ASR. So we have ASR coming in at 19,000. Is that, what is that? 368. Is that right? Yeah, 368.75. And then ASR low coming in at looks like 18,905. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, the fact that we were able to get above value leads me to believe that we are seeing some bullish price action in the Nasdaq, and maybe potential of further bullish price action in this market. Okay. Now we are coming in to an area where we could potentially expect price to either stall or reverse, right? We are up against ASR high and ADR high. So that could be an area that could provide an area for price to reverse back. Okay. as long as I would say, as long as price stays above value, there's a reasonable chance that we continue in our upward direction. Okay, bullish direction in the market. Right. So we'll see how price reacts away from this, or if it reacts at all from this level. Okay. We may get a little bit of a pullback right around this level here, and maybe a continuation move to the upside. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I would like to see maybe if we can get, let's go ahead and open up our anchor VWAP here. I'd love to see if we can get say a pullback to this level down here, 19,260. All right. To support a long trade off of anchor VWAP. Right. That would be of interest to me. All right. Not really interested in paying retail pricing, okay, retail prices up against a known price level that could cause price to reverse, okay? So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be waiting for some sort of pullback down to a reference level like anchor VWAP, and look for an opportunity that would take the market higher, okay? That's kind of my current view of the NASDAQ, all right? So yeah, the important thing is as long as it remains above value, I feel we have a reasonable chance of higher prices in this instrument. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the we got two NASDAQs here, so we're going to use this one here. We're going to go ahead and look at the S&P. All right. We're going to modify this to the S&P. All right. So this is the S&P chart. Okay. We're going to do the same analysis, although there's a lot of similarities to what we see in the S&P as we just saw in the NASDAQ. All right. So again, we are starting to make a series of higher highs and higher lows. We've had a series of bullish candles here for almost a week. All right. We have had a week of steady climb here in the ES. We are coming into an area, I would say around 5,600 would be an area that I would be particularly keen on seeing if it stalls there or continues. Okay. 5,600. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, okay, again, similar to what we were saying in the NASDAQ, it is looking to continue higher. We're seeing a break of value to the upside. Again, that's also another indication that price wants to move. The path of least resistance is higher, okay, right now in this market. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, okay, we've kind of started to exceed some of these levels here. We're going to go ahead and add some of them. We're going to go ahead and maybe turn off ASR for the moment and add ADR. Okay, so we have average daily range has been reached. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add our levels to this. Okay, add our levels here. Okay, so here are our levels. So here are our levels for this market. So we'll just kind of spot check these. We have 54, 84, 75. Value area high, we have 54.60. Value area low, we have this level right here as our point of control at 54.70. Okay, and then let's see what else. We have average daily range high at 55.32, and then our average daily range low at 54.30. Okay, that all seems in order. I'm going to go ahead and display our ASR, but chances are this is going to change here. Okay, so these are our current levels, but so 55.11, okay, on the high side, and we have 54.21. Is that 54.21? 54.21. Yeah, it's 54.21. So this is not a demand; it's more of a supply zone. So this is our average session range low. Okay, average average session range low. Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at, but I expect that that's going to change on us. Okay. Modify this. All right. So what to make of this market? Well, a similar kind of thing that we've been talking about in the Nasdaq, I think, also applies to the S&P. Okay. So we have broken some structure. Okay. We've broken above value. All right. Indicating that we could potentially see some higher prices in this market. Okay. The only thing that's causing me to hesitate here a little bit is the fact that we are up against some levels that could cause price to reverse. Okay. I'm not really keen on going long in an area where I could expect price to reverse here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP off of this level here, because that's kind of the start of this impulsive move to the upside. Okay. So if we do revisit, say, if price does come back to, say, the top of ASR high here, okay, or yesterday's ASR high, this would be an area that would be of interest to partake or participate in a potential long in this market. Okay. Anchor VWAP or ASR high, the top of ASR high. Okay. So market for me is looking a bit bullish. I do understand that we're up against the level that could cause reversal in price. Haven't seen much strength in that just yet, but we are still about 20 minutes away from the open of this market. So we'll have to kind of cool our heels a little bit. I would say right now that my expectation, or what I'll be looking for, is some sort of pullback, and then provide me some indication that some price action that would indicate that they want to take this market higher. $54.88. Yeah, I think that's also I would say that's also in play there, Alejandro. We had I think this is a news driven move, right? A lot of volume came in as a result of the news. So it's not out of the question for price to come back and revisit, some of the areas that it left here to kind of, I guess, measure the conviction of these buyers. Okay. So yes, I think some pullback is in order. Okay. In this market. And that's kind of what I'm going to be waiting for. Okay. Some sort of pullback to some price level. I have here, ASR high, I have anchored VWAP. But yeah, this 54.88 level, I think, is a reasonable level to look for potential reversal in price. Okay. All right. I think that's all I have for the S&P. We're going to close the session here, and I might take a I guess a suggestion for another market to take a look at, since we're kind of closing the session relatively early. But before we can do any other session, let's wrap up the Dow. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the daily. Let's turn off some of these levels and ask ourselves a question. What is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market is trying to accomplish a move higher. We have a series of candles that indicate that the price wants to continue to move to the upside. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we continue to see price action, higher highs and higher lows, structure to the upside. Okay. We have a very relatively strong 4-hour candle that's being developed here. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute chart. So I don't have levels here established for this market. Okay. So we'll have to do these from scratch. Okay. So we have ADR high at 40,476. We have ADR low at 39,845. We'll go ahead and open up our volume profile. We're going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar from Wednesday. Okay. Here we are. I'm going to drag that across. Okay. So we have our value area high is right there. I'm going to color that in as in blue. So value area high is 40,189. Okay, 40,189 is our value area high. Value area low is 39,953. And then our point of control is 40,104. Point of control, 40,104. Settlement coming in at 40,119. Okay. All right. So really the only other one that we have to add is let's see here. Asia was a little bit higher. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait on the ASR here because we're well above it, and the new session has not opened. So Asia, we've already exceeded. Okay, which is again another indication that we are in this maybe a potential sustained auction to the upside. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the New York Open before I modify my ASR levels here. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, the same thing that I've said of the other two. Okay. This market looks like it wants to head higher. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP right here. Okay. So this would be a reasonable level for me to, it says 40,000, let's say 40,400 would be an area that I would, begin to look at for potential participation in this move higher, assuming I get it. I'm going to be waiting for the initial balance range to establish, maybe initial balance high, assuming that it does cross above initial balance high with some momentum. That would be another area that I would look for participation to the long side. So across all the equities, I would say that we're all as we've discussed, a little bit correlated markets, right? We have NASDAQ, we have the S&P, and now the Dow. They're all kind of at the same relative location, okay? All hovering or on top of ADR high. And when I have this kind of break or reaching of ADR high so early in the session, that often indicates to me that we are potentially looking for a sustained kind of move to the upside. That's kind of the general, from my experience. Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at here in the Dow. All right. So as long as we stay above value, I would say that we continue kind of to grind higher. Okay. I'll be looking for some sort of pullback to see if ways to participate in this market. So pull back down to the top of this ASR high that was established in Asia, 40,268 would be a reasonable level. To look for, maybe even as high as 40,300 would be a level that I would pay particular attention to. So yeah, that's kind of what I have for the markets today, guys. I'm open to take a look at some other market since we do have some time, and I did manage to get through these markets a bit early today. So if there is a market that you want me to take a look at outside of the ones that I've already looked at, I'm happy to do so. So just gotta pause here to see if there's anybody here who would like to see another market. Good morning, Sapadia. Okay, you're welcome, Sapadia. All right, guys. Well, looks like we're all good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close off the session here, guys. So on the equity side, guys, I would say that we should be looking for opportunities to the upside. Okay, I don't know if I want to necessarily pay at retail pricing, but I will be looking for some sort of pullback in this market to see if I can find a reasonable level where I can manage my risk and participate to the long side. Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and close the session. Again, as we close all sessions, I encourage you to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I also encourage you to comment in some of my various locations on social media, to go ahead and comment there as well. Otherwise, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day. We will have group coaching later this afternoon. Otherwise, you'll find me in the normal locations in Coach Ray's room on the Discord server. Okay, you're welcome, Aaron. You're welcome, Antawil, Frizu, Sepadia. All right, guys, have a good day trading. Be patient, stick to your process, wait for evidence before participating in the market. All right, talk soon.